It's my friend Jacques.
Mhm. Oops.
Buenos días. Good morning.
Good morning. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour,
¿Cómo es-
Daniel. Bonjour,
cómo ça va?
Cheryl.
Bonjour,
Buenos días,
bonjour.
Juan.
Buenos días, Daniel. Good
Buenos
morning,
días,
Daniel.
Juan, buenos días.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo está, Cherry?
Um, um, estoy poco frío.
Ah,
Sí.
Aquí hace mucho calor.
Very warm where he is.
How we doing for view? Okay, I guess. Let me roll those down.
Jack,
yes.
al fin no has podido configurar la traducción.
No?
Nada de eso.
Uh,
Pero sí está traduciendo lo mío, lo está traduciendo al inglés.
do you have subtitle?
Yes, I have subtitle. In English.
In English?
Mhm.
Yeah, we got him.
But you need to. If you put English, English is okay normally, no?
The only option I have is English, is subtitles language.
Uh, how can I change that?
To choose Spanish.
But for me, it's best in English because the translation, the transcription is in English.
See. Chat, where are
It's.
captions?
Does it mean, Juan, that you cannot? Usually you say English, English, or you say English, Spanish?
I prefer use English.
So it's still okay for you?
Yes.
You know, you can change
Good.
that. You can change that in when you click on the little parrot and hide captions, and it'll give you caption language, caption settings. There we are. Yep.
Daniel,
See, we,
I got an email from Kona. She had a car problem this morning,
yes,
and she told me she will try to join, but maybe she will be very late.
okay.
The
She,
second thing also, Daniel, Kona discussed with you the possibility to move a little bit this Friday session
mhm,
on eventually Monday,
mhm.
and I'm not sure it's convenient for you and for everybody.
It's okay with me. It really has to be suitable for everybody. A lot of people made compromises for Friday. And I personally, my personal preference is to keep it on Friday.
Yeah.
And we will work around her absence somehow.
Alternatively, a possibility on keeping Friday is to move the starting time from half an hour. For you, it's 11?
It's
9.
9 o'clock.
9. Yeah, it would
Moving it,
be,
moving it forward or backward is no problem for us.
okay. It would be in this case 8:30. It may be early.
No problem. I get up at 4
Okay.
o'clock.
Okay, okay.
Cheryl doesn't.
And Daniel, I have seen your mail about AI. You are quite strict with AI. You say, be careful.
Yep. It's is still very new. It is still does not have an embedded code of ethics in it for decision making. Ethics is not a part of the AI program, and it will forever be a suspect and unreliable until that changes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but as you have understood, myself and Juan, we use sometimes AI to do some research on some area.
I have no problem with that.
And of course, we have to do discernment about that, the result.
You betcha. You betcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Discernment.
If we change the meeting to 9:30.
I have no news from B and no news from Marta. Not sure.
Okay.
Marta
Let me
is
check my-
traveling. Marta is traveling.
Uh,
All right.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9. So
The translation is not good.
Mhm. Mhm.
okay. So it's 9.
Okay, I will,
Celestial are on time.
yes.
So we have to be on time. So okay, we will start. What I propose is start by a 1-minute prayer. Oh, B is here.
There's B.
Bonjour, B.
Hi, B.
Hi, B.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, good
Hola,
morning.
B. Hi.
Good morning.
Good
Hola,
morning.
Juan. Hola, all. Hola a todos.
Nice. Oh,
Very good.
She's
Hola, Trudeau.
bilingual.
So B, just for your information, Marta is traveling and Kona has an issue with the car.
Oh, okay. That's all
So
right.
she's in the garage this morning.
Oh, no.
So we were doing a 1-minute silence to start. And then if you agree, Kona, could you do a prayer for us after 1 minute?
Kona's not here.
You mean me?
Oui? After the minute of silence.
Okay.
Okay.
You're talking to me, though.
Yes,
Yes, no.
if you want to
toda.
do
Okay, all
a
right.
prayer after the minute.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
try, yeah.
Let's start to focus together, to join us together as one team. And remember, connect our electrical circuit, as said by Sanjad in the past, so that we connect heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul, thought adjuster to thought adjuster, and with our beloved celestial helpers, teachers. Now, relax your body. Whenever you are ready, B.
Okay. Dear First Source and Center, or Universal Father, and all celestial beings that are loyal to it, thank you very much for this grand opportunity to come together as a group of diverse individuals to further your the divine plan on Urantia. This is a great opportunity for all of us here to participate in this in a social design team. And as we work together, please guide us to be of one heart and one mind, and give us the or allow us to listen carefully to each other, and with an open mind and an open heart. And let us learn to compromise if we have any differences. Again, thank you so much for being there for us. Amen.
Amén.
Amen. Thank you, B. Daniel, is there any message for us to now?
Most definitely. They've been in preparation for this one. Good day. This is one without name and number. My role today with you is to simply be the introductor, to provide the introduction to Macaventa Melchizedek. And his message today is sponsored by the planetary thought adjuster of Urantia. This is Macaventa. We have reasons for presenting this today, as it provides a developmental and evolutionary approximation of the end of instructions regarding the design team. If you were a cynic, skeptical, or pessimistic, you might think that some of the developments that we have presented to you are a way for you to fail. However, as you know so well from your trials and tribulations as mortals on Durantia, that failure is the antidote in itself to succeed. If you want to succeed, you also need to know how to fail. And once you recognize that you have failed in some project, that you then consciously and deliberately ask for assistance to figure out and receive the right answers for your problem. Design teams are part of the developmental structure of the correcting time and the teaching mission. Design teams provide a segue between individual instruction and group instruction and civilization instruction. This is where you learn how to work with each other in a team setting. It is important that you learn this because you will always be in team settings for your eternal career. This here is simply preparation for your morontial experience. With you and your team, you will be going through the instructions of how to operate as whole individuals within a team setting. Our interest for your wholeness is thorough, and it is to achieve completeness for your wholeness. This is the way to graduate from the morontial sphere environment to the spiritual environment. Here in your design team, it can be either a co-creative design team or a standard community-based design team without a spiritual consultant. The achievement of balance and wholeness in the team is one that requires wholehearted participation by each individual. And that your personal agenda is that of creating a team that is functional, works well together. Any differences are aired, not only aired, but resolved by suggestions within the team and from your celestial teacher. There's one office of the design team, the facilitator, which we have not completely described, and the requirements for a facilitator for a design team, whether it is a co-creative design team or a community-based design team. The facilitator is a position we have spoken about peripherally, incompletely. What is necessary for a full-time functioning design team is a facilitator who has a background in psychotherapeutics, a person who understands the human psyche and has done clinical counseling and facilitation in groups and in teams. It is not necessary that this person be a certified psychotherapist, not at all. It can be an individual from the community who is mature, socially responsible and capable, one who is empathic, but also takes the lead as a leader, takes the position as a leader to be firm with the necessities of moving the team ahead so that it functions adequately. The issue that facilitators will be dealing with in community teams throughout this nation and other nations in the future is that the members of the team will be drawn as volunteers from their communities. When people volunteer for a team setting, it is necessary that there be a time for getting acquainted, where all of you meet together socially so that you can discover each other, so that those individuals with similar backgrounds have the knowledge of each other in the team. These shared experiences are essential for you to become effective in a team. However, there will be individuals who do not fit that mold, individuals who bring with them the traumas and PTSD situations from their childhood. These will need to be resolved. And that is where the facilitator, as a trained individual, can be of assistance, great assistance to those individuals. The team setting is not a therapeutic setting. However, some of the most basic elements of interrelationships and ethics of interrelationships are essential to understand in the team setting, which the facilitator will train you. This may seem like a lot of minutia to you, details that are not of interest. However, as this is the beginning of your eternal journey working with in teams, this is essential that you begin now to learn these roles and the functions of a contributing, beneficial member of the team. There is a new language involved in team settings. There is a new cultural mode that allows individual differences, but without those differences dominating the function of the team. This will be much like learning a new computer language. The team provides you with a setting for exercising and working interrelationships. The best individuals in the team may not understand that they bring with them what you call baggage, issues from their childhood that have not been resolved. The team setting is not therapeutic. However, it will be of great assistance to the working relationships between each individual. Individual problems that dominate and interrupt the team process must bow out of the team voluntarily and seek their assistance in a professional setting or a friendship setting that can be of great assistance. You have many friends like this. Where you come from in your communities, you know of individuals who are mature, level-headed, and even-minded. Ones without bias, ones without prejudice, ones who truly are trying to emulate the life of Jesus. It is important, while being a team member, that you take time to reflect on what is occurring. And a good facilitator will not only allow this, but encourage it. And in fact, will set aside times during the meeting, it may last 3 to 5 hours, where team members are asked by the facilitator to lean back in their chair or take a walk outside and think about what has occurred. This is the time for assessing your performance. This is a time for assessing the team's performance. This is a time for great humility, but a time also for insight and the courage to attend to issues which are troublesome. This is a place and time, a setting where you can use your ethical and moral courage to speak plainly without being abrasive. Abrasiveness speaks of you, not anyone else. In the correcting time, the function of the design team is key to the correcting time. It is the means by which communities can mature by assisting individuals in the community to volunteer to participate in the team. When teams are successful and have produced good product and findings, then individuals may decide and want to choose to establish their own design team, co-creative design team, or community-based design team. We will be of assistance to help you do this. Soon you will find that you, as a team initiator and founder, will need to select someone as a facilitator. We advise against the founder becoming the facilitator. These roles are ethically separate and we do not want those roles to conflict. I will abstain from giving you examples of that, but there are several that you can think of and surely will think of. The facilitator gives everyone a means by which they can remain humble, a means by which they can participate as a humble, contributing member of the team. Team members who take offense or arrogance to the team for what is said need to examine what they are feeling and thinking. This is where the facilitator can assist them to come to an even-mindedness. The humble state is that you do not know everything, and that with the other minds in the team, you can learn a great deal. And of course, by the questions you ask yourself and team members and the facilitator, you can assist the team to grow into an even-minded, tolerant, patient, and caring organization. The emphasis is on the team as a process, not on the product or on the organization of it. We have given you the organization. No more organization than this is needed. It requires individuals to be humble and to be loving of themselves and others. This is Macaventa. I am very happy to have presented this to you. It's sponsored by the Thought Adjuster of Urantia, and this subject is an integral part of the correcting time worldwide. Our goal is to assist all communities and individuals to mature and to evolve emotionally, socially, and spiritually. You become an ambassador of Christ Michael when you do these things. We thank you for your presence. If you have questions, I would be glad to attend to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Machiventa. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, B?
Thank you, Macaventa. Thank you, Daniel. I most recently spoke to a coworker at someone I work with, and somehow got talking about, well, I described to her that I was on one of these teams, and she is Muslim, and she described to me that there may be within the Muslim community or their community, local community, something that's functions similar to a design team like ours. Would you be able to comment on the presence of, or you know, whether or not this is a common thing within religious groups on the planet? Like, you know, how common are they, and how may we find them? Because it might help us with our task here.
One question at a time, please. Let me address your first question. We thank you so very much for bringing up this topic. It is vital to the success of the correcting time that all religions be invited to participate. The participation is not upon the theology or belief systems of each religion, as there will be differences. The team is the playground, the working environment, the workshop for meeting other people around the world. The common interest is stabilizing and maturing the evolution of your societies, your communities, and your families. This is the common thread that all teams must adhere to and must pursue. There are plenty of reasons to argue with others in the team based on your own personal thoughts and prejudices and biases, things you prefer and don't prefer. These are to be set aside once you come to the design team. It is essential that you realize that everyone has an interest in surviving. And as humans are naturally social creatures, it is essential that humans in their civilizations and societies and families learn how to be co-participants, beneficial co-participants in design teams. This will assist them to be more effective in their work settings, home settings, associations, and even in their religions. And yes, most religions, God-centered religions, do have some adjunct to them, which is team-based or group-based. Some religions call these committees. We're not interested in maintaining committees, as they are hierarchical in structure and do not benefit each individual in the team equally. The bias we have is for unity, wholeness, lack of separation. We want people to integrate, to come into oneness, and the design team is a wonderful place to exercise that oneness. Your other question about how to find them, we will leave this to you, as it will provide quite a discovery process and one that is very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Juan, do you have a question? You're muted.
No por los momentos, Jack. Gracias.
Okay. Jacques, here, I have a question to you, Machiventa. You emphasize very often the role of the facilitator, and today you come back on this important role. In the past, when we set up this team, we have said that we will rotate the role of facilitator, inquiry member, recorder, every, let's say, 10 sessions. Is this a correct way to do it, or do we have to have one important facilitator here, and then to form one mainly, or few?
This is Macaventa. Thank you for your question. The choice to rotate was your team's choice, not ours. This is a good opportunity to resolve that difference. As the team is a working team, you want the team to be as functional as possible so that people get along and that the product, your findings of a topic can be achieved. We have found that there needs to be a primary facilitator and then a second. The second would become the primary facilitator in the absence of the primary facilitator. These two, by being the primary and secondary facilitators, will have the position to learn their roles more thoroughly. It is confusing to members when they are rotated from one role to another. It is best to learn one role thoroughly before changing that process. Some people have difficulty asking questions. They would want to then pursue a course of study of asking questions, of how to develop inquiry. And there are many sources, written and verbal and historic, that can be of great assistance. There are whole libraries full of leadership facilitation and discussions about asking questions. No questions, no answers. That is a simple fact of it all. You had another question adjunctive to your first question, did you not?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, of course, to have one facilitator and a backup facilitator. So we have two facilitators in case one is missing. So this is clear, and more or less it's what we are doing these days. Because Kona is also very interesting to be a facilitator when you are here. And so that's okay.
Who's Connor? Oh,
Kona
Kona.
Mau.
Okay, thank you. Kona.
So it's mean that you gave us this direction now. It means that we have to dig much more on the role of the facilitator and to train ourselves with that. And in parallel, if I understand well, train those members as to be effective inquiry members, learning to ask questions. Is that correct?
That's correct. This is Macaventa. We have found that the teams like to race ahead from one thing to another. We would like you to now take under consideration the study of team facilitation, of being a facilitator. This will be highly beneficial both to the first and second facilitators, primary and secondary, but also be highly interesting and useful to members of the team. It is important that team members learn to respect the function of the facilitator. It is not a matter of subservience or submission. It is a matter of a workability and functioning of the team to produce effective results. The team is actually a working machine, a human social machine that has its own principles and rules for operation, one of which is the facilitator helps maintain that operation. Individuals who understand that operation then can make it a lot easier for the team to be productive and the work of the facilitator to be less of a problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Macaventa. My follow-up question is, based on our experience after many, many sessions, I found a point which maybe we are not so good at, is having a clear agenda for each session. It seems to me that a facilitator and the team have to set up a very good agenda and not to deviate from this agenda, which is not the case today. What do you think about that? Any comment?
This is Macaventa. Yes, you bring up a very interesting and useful point. One is that having an agenda is very useful for the team to keep in mind during the minutes and hours that the team meets. However, the agenda is not rigid. It is not didactic. It is not arbitrary. It is something that is a guide, like the reflective lights on the highway. These are guides to help you stay on the road. And so too, the agenda is such an article as well. Sometimes the team will come up with new ideas. This is where the recorder must attend to recording that new idea and tell the team that it has been recorded and that the team will attend to that new subject later on. Does this help?
Yes, it helps. Yeah, it helps. B, any question while we have Macaventa here?
All right.
Juan?
No, no tengo. Lo que pasa es que el idioma, para hacer una pregunta, a lo mejor me va a entender la misma, ¿verdad? Entonces, yo prefiero cuando esté Marta, que es bilingüe, y entonces podríamos comenzar a hacer preguntas de esa manera, a través de ella. How
Sorry,
is the translation?
the translation is not so good here.
It's very poor.
I prefer
Yeah, please do it in
Marta
English.
to be translator.
So could you repeat your comment in English, speaking slowly, please?
I prefer that Marta is here to do the translation.
She's
Yes,
a,
but
she's a busy lady.
yeah, but Juan, we had a meeting this week, Wednesday, and we speak both slow. You speak slowly in English with me, and that was okay. So you can speak English slowly here if you want.
The form is to write first the sentence of the question and read it.
This is Daniel. I've been a facilitator a number of times, and the facilitator can make suggestions, but must never be coercive. Okay. You can ask, but you can't tell.
Gracias. Thank you, Daniel.
Yes, see.
Yeah.
Hearing no more questions, let's have oh, Macaventa would like to say goodbye. It doesn't mean he will be absent from you, but he is going to be absent through me. This is Macaventa. Today's session may seem brief and short to you. However, this is probably one of the most important lessons and sessions we have had. It is really about the functioning of the team as a functional part of the days of light and life. Even when the days of light and life occur, you will still meet in teams. You must have a wholeness of community to prevent divisiveness. Design teams at your level can be pressure relief valves for discussion of what you call hot topic buttons, hot social buttons, social buttons, so that you can discuss these things with other like-minded people in a familiar and friendly environment. This is essential to the peace and stability of a community and within families. We thank you for your attendance today, and we look forward to what developments you come up with to assist you as a whole team functioning together for the Christ Michael's will. Good day.
Thank you, Macaventa. Thank you, Daniel.
Gracias, Macaventa.
You people have
Thank you,
a
Macaventa.
good day.
Thank you, Daniel.
Great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Jack.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome. There we go.
So, wow. Yes, Juan?
Sí, speaking English is not very easy for me because the lack of vocabulary is essential in that.
Yeah.
And if I ask a question in Spanish, the celestial Machiventa not understand me.
Oh.
Because the database of Daniel is in English.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to do that, to do a good question. I don't know how is my pronunciation.
For me, it's very, very good.
I
Me?
understand you.
Okay, thank you. But I need to practice every day.
If
Because
it's
I can read, I can write, but to listen and to speak is so difficult.
Because, one, if we want to function as a team, we need to be all together on the same page. We cannot have one person in a corner having many ideas in mind and not able to give their input. So I think it's not a waste of time to wait for you speaking slowly. Of course, when Marta is here, it's easier because she can translate.
Yes. The way that I found is to write the question and send it to Marta, and then she can read it in English.
Hmm.
And it's the best.
Yeah.
If I do a question and the celestial doesn't understand me, it's the same.
Hmm.
It's a waste of time.
But there is
May
no
I-
real waste of time. Yes, B, please.
May I say something?
Yeah.
However, although you say that your English is not good, I have to say I understand every word that you say, and you make sense. Your pronunciation is not a big problem.
Really,
Nope. Really.
really.
And if your sentence structure isn't perfect when you're speaking, my advice is to not be bothered about that, because overall, I understand everything you're saying.
Okay.
I know you
thank
have reservations about trying English, and maybe you're a bit self-conscious, but from my perspective, I think you do very well. Maybe you should try asking a question slowly in English and see if we understand, but I'm pretty sure we will.
Okay, thank you. But the best way will be to write it first
Of course.
and read it at the moment. Correct?
Well, try asking some questions. I think you'll be surprised. In English, I mean, try in English. I understand every single word you say. Your pronunciation is not as bad as you think.
Thank you, B. How is the pronunciation of your name? Beatrice?
Oh, the full name is, yeah, I say Beatrice because it sounds better. Some people
Beatrice.
say Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Yeah, some people say Beatrice, and I usually pronounce it a little bit more like the British, which is Beatrice. A little bit like Beatrice.
In Spanish is Beatriz.
Yeah, Beatriz, right? With a Z.
Beatriz.
Oh, Beatriz.
Mhm.
Beatriz. Yeah.
Excellent.
With a Z. With a Z at the end.
Beatriz.
Beatriz.
The same in France, Beatrice.
Yeah,
It's a
Beatrice.
very nice, your name.
Really? Oh, okay. I don't like it, but
Yeah.
thank you.
You know, you
You're
have
welcome.
a famous sister, which called a midwayer, female.
Yes, that's
No,
true.
ABC 33.
Yes, ABC3. Yes.
Yeah.
Beatrice. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, so it's actually BA3C is her name.
Yeah.
Beatrice.
Beatrice in Italian.
Italian, yes. Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Yeah.
Beatrice.
Beatrice. And then, yes. Yeah. You know, if you pronounced it in Italian, I would prefer the name.
I know Italian.
Oh.
I
Ah.
have I studied Italian.
Wow. I just know how to say non parlo italiano.
Io non parlo italiano.
Yeah, io non parlo italiano. Okay, oh
Io
yes.
non
Yo
parlo.
parlo.
Yo no. Yo es español. Io non parlo italiano.
Ah, io non parlo italiano.
Italiano.
Ah, that's how you say.
Exactamente.
Ah,
Good.
okay.
Good pronunciation.
Yeah, I can pronounce languages, just not speak in them.
Oh, the same.
I can, well, I mean, my French, according to the French standard, is not very good, but oh well, I'm
And
better than
Portuguese?
some others.
En portugués,
Portuguese? No. I think I only know how to say now, which is no, right? Now is no.
no.
Eh,
No.
Yeah, now. Yeah, I
Now.
don't know any Portuguese. I know how to say yeah,
It's
in
similar.
Italian they say Portuguese, no? Portuguese?
It is similar with the
Spanish.
grammatic, with Spanish and Italian,
Yes.
but the pronunciation is very
Different.
different.
Yes.
So.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
French.
Yeah. I have a question for you both. Is what do you think about the message from Machiventa today? You know, it seems that he wants us to concentrate on design team. They often said that the result of the team is not so important, that the integrity of the team and the learning of being a real design team. It's what I have understood. I am correct, or do you think something else? Yeah, me?
My perspective from what Macaventa is saying is that as a design team, as a co-creative design team here, since we are just in the learning process, I think he wants us to focus on the interpersonal dynamic in this team in order to build a base upon which we can actually come up with solutions. I think he's saying that the most important, that we should get this part of being a design team right and learn how to work together before we can be an effective design team. I heard him say something about, that we jump around, and that is absolutely true. And so that's why because he said that, I think that he was trying to get at, build the foundation, make yourself an effective design team, make yourself a respectful design team, and work on those roles. I think because it has a dual purpose. Obviously, one purpose would be the reason we have this design team, so that we can help with social issues, but also because it is part of our spiritual development
Mm.
and will be key to these skills that we learn in this experience here. What we're doing now will be useful to us when we enter the morontial worlds and beyond.
Yeah.
Because I think it sounds like to me, once you leave Earth and you ascend, it's teamwork all the way, even to the Trinity. They are a team.
It is my understanding too.
So teamwork is very, very, I mean, okay, obviously the Trinity is the ultimate team, but still they are a team. The Ancients of Days are a team. So we have to learn how to, most importantly, from what happened to Mission Urantia, I think the lesson from that is that we need to learn how to effectively resolve conflict, respectfully as well. Resolve conflict. What happened there, I have to say, I am disappointed because I really think that in a team, when you have a group of people and you have a common purpose, which is to serve Christ Michael, really, I think when there are serious disagreements, I think that there should be a process by which one can compromise, like as in, concessions. You know how politicians, try to work together. They have concessions. I want this, you want this, and then they give up some of what they want for, that. I mean, it's a very basic thing, but I think every team should be able to do that.
Yes, yes. And remember, Macaventa said at the beginning, failure is antidote to succeed.
That's right.
So probably Mission Urantia, they have to learn from their failure and found this antidote. I don't know the detail what's happened there, but it's strange for me also. It's sad, but
I think I see what happened. And I don't know, I may not be absolutely correct, but I see that the remaining 3 members of Mission Urantia have known each other for a long time. Am I incorrect with that? I think
Yeah.
they go back a long way. And so I think it's easier because they're friends or they're more knowledgeable about each other and more comfortable with each other. It's almost like a little group within a group. I think that's part of what happened. And the other part is obviously they had very different approaches and somehow were not able to sit down and say, okay, we don't disagree, but let's write down some of the, our commonalities, right? List them, right? And there's a process where you can find a middle ground, which they unfortunately weren't able to do.
Mm.
And I hope that I don't see this happening in this group because I see that, at least from my perspective, I feel that nobody in this team has favorites with other people. Like, for instance, it is not like I prefer Juan to Jacques, for instance, right? I have, or for me, it is not that I get along more or feel closer to Jacques than Juan. I see both of you as equally. I am not more likely, I'm not biased when it comes to Jacques or Juan or Marta or Kona. And I
But-
think that's important. I don't see us falling apart. And I will have to say, if we do, I will have some harsh words.
Yeah. But the difference between our two groups is on our group today, there is no hierarchy really. We are, as you say, we are all equal. In their group,
Right.
there are people who take the leads with a strong vision,
Correct.
and others have less vision, and they either they follow or not. And if they don't follow, they separate it. That's the difference. But here we are. No, from my view, there are no hierarchy. You know, we can be facilitator today and not the day after. But here we have to structure. We have to structure our group
Right.
to produce some result, or at least, as you say, build our foundation. We started to build this foundation and to be an effective design team. We started to do that, but it's not yet effective. And trying, for example, to have more meetings during the weeks, like on a Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, was a good idea, but we see the difficulty to do it. Last Wednesday, we were only me and Juan. For any reason, that's no problem. So it means that it is slowing the process. It's not because we are not volunteer to do the job, but yourself, you have a full-time job. You are a mother, and that's difficult. I am retired, so I have more time than you. And Juan also. Now the difficulty we will face is having consecrate some time to this project. Because Kona also is part of two teams. Marta, same. That's not an easy job. What we can do, and Juan, if you agree, we can do some research both on facilitator. Try to find on the transcript what has been said about facilitator. Do you agree, Juan? Then we can compare our research.
Yes. If you want, I can do the research about the roles of facilitators.
Because this role come very often. Then after we will have to also, and started to do it, and Machiventa mentioned it, the second item is the art of inquiring, asking question, empathic question. I start to do it, I don't know, if you have time to read it. I do
Not
this
yet.
I do
But
it
I will.
I do it through ChatGPT. And it's also linked to our subject about our community, asking empathic question to our neighbors, how they raise their children, what are their best practices. Maybe you can do it at the hospital while you are working there, because there are plenty of men, women there, and at the breakfast, at the breaks, you can ask question or meet a patient. You call it patient?
I do actually ask people about how they raise their children. My son has some emotional regulation issues, so it's a little bit different. If they're not terrible, but he does struggle with it a little bit. So, but I do often speak to my colleagues about it, about parenting.
Because if we had a set of questions written and selected by ourselves, then we can have it at hand when we meet somebody. And if it comes up, it's for pop up on subject about fear, about, I would say, any subject, then you remember the question. You say, oh, what do you think about that? How do you manage that? And then we collect all this data. This is part of our job anyway.
I thought we had some questions originally, very early back.
Yeah, the question they came from Juan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me
I thought that I had done that, but okay, I'll have to do it again.
These are the questions, you know. You remember?
Right.
No, okay, no, this, I'm talking about way back. This is actually quite recent, I
Okay.
think. I remember this.
Yeah,
This
but
is
this
quite,
one came about best parenting practices. So
Mhm.
you have the background here, the description, the practice, and then I started myself to wrote some question. For example, how do you ensure that your children feel they are valued in your house?
that's a
Which
great question.
which type of relationship you have with your children? Are you loving, protecting, overprotecting? Are they allowed to decide freely or many?
Or there could be a question, at what age did you allow greater freedom to your child in terms of doing things independently, even
Yeah.
going to school, getting on the bus,
Yeah.
walking alone with other friends?
I think we need all of us to prepare this type of question, to put them somewhere and then to collect them in a file. And when we have an answer, which is very interesting, either it's a problem or it's, let's say, it's sort of failure in family, it's still interesting to know this failure.
Okay, well, what I can do is I can come up with two types of questions, which are, I know a question a little bit about the art of inquiry, only because in medicine they teach that to you. And so the basic structure is open-ended questions versus closed-ended questions. So the open-ended questions allow for more, it actually gives the person being asked the question more freedom to speak the way they might. And then there are closed-ended questions which are more direct. Like, for instance, at what age did you give your children more freedom? So, I mean, an open-ended question would be, what is your philosophy when it comes to raising your children? And that's a big, huge topic. You might get a lot of different types of
This
answers
one
with
is
that.
a really open question because
Yes.
it's a huge
Right.
one. Yeah.
So, I mean, I find that with interviews, if you ask, you need to kind of ask a combination of open-ended questions. You start with an open-ended, and depending on how they answer the open-ended questions, you can ask further, more closed-ended questions.
Because we need to progress on this subject of family learning center, because it will also a way for us to let's say build up our team foundation, how we are structured, how we progress as well. Because if we discuss hours and hours without putting something concrete, I think it's not a success. We have to do something anyway.
Well, the questionnaires are for the indigenous aspect of our project. We also have the sociologic aspect, which is research by scientists. So I believe we were asked to do both. One, gather indigenous, and yeah, it's a huge project. And this is only part of the curriculum. Establishing a family learning center requires many different professions, like building planning, architecture, law, administration, blah, blah, right? It needs a lot of expertise.
By the way, did you had access to the last Friday session with Neil Goldberg and Kona?
No,
Mm.
well, I
I
started
am
reading.
not-
Okay.
I am not sure that Marta distributed, but it was a nice session because Neil Godber told us on this subject of best practices. He said, you are all expert in your own area. And he said also that we had a team where we are spread around the world. So we had this opportunity to ask questions around us. So this is also a very great opportunity to end up with an answer. After we have the book, after we have many other things, but it's true. And Connor, you remember, she told us while she was in the park with his boys, she asked questions because there are some ladies or men who are free, who speak freely,
Mhm.
and it's an opportunity to ask question, empathic question. How do you do this? How do you do that? So it's a good. But as soon as this Friday session from last Friday, from with Neil Goldberg, very nice session, very nice one.
Is he her professor?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And he said, he explained the way the team has some result, the ways of, he said there is five steps in the team is to gather, as we have said, but after he said, find ideas, gather our ideas all together and start a project, do a mock-up, and then from a mock-up, you go outside to test it. And the first time you test it, it will fail because that's a natural process. It fail. And so you do it like a loop, you know, you come back, say what was wrong here. So it was a nice interview and feedback.
Right. I did read that part.
Yeah.
Well, I think Juan has something to say.
Yeah. Juan?
Yes, that Neil teacher. Sí, ¿cómo se dice? Enseñar.
Taught. He taught.
Coach. And last Friday, it's too easy for me because I have had I haven't do something about
You've done.
sí.
You've done something about.
To make a GPT is very easy. Too easy. It's too easy to learn any question what you want to make is here at a click.
Okay.
The work of Neil is very interesting, very important.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I gathered that.
All that.
And also Neil said, as soon as we have some
how
progress,
to make a question to GPT for best answers. ¿Cómo va? How is my English?
no,
I understand what you said.
okay.
I have to practice.
It's okay. I mean, I think if you say do, done, taught, teach, taught, I think I know you're searching for tenses, like present tense, past tense.
Yes, there is a GPT that is
Chat GPT.
that
I
the
have it as well.
AI.
Yes, I have it as well. I use it to, that's how I asked it, I asked, how do you, what did I say? How do you design a social design team? Just a very general question. Or what are the steps to
The
develop?
answer
Blah,
is
blah, blah.
there.
There's a lot of
Um,
information.
And ChatGPT AI is of OpenAI.
OpenAI.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
more bigger.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes. Yeah. The Chat GPT is, yes, it's a chat bot for OpenAI, right? Yeah.
Okay. That is. We can work with that. If we want to use the new work, it's too easy. It's the
Yes,
same.
it is.
It's the same. If you address your question to the Urantia book, the GPT goes there and extract of the information that you need. An example is the best parenting practices.
Mm-hmm.
I asked to AI for the document 177 of the Rancho book, and it does this document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I understand now. I learned from Stefan. I actually read his presentation. And
the paper 177
yes.
is about Jesus touch to John Mark.
Yes, John Mark, one Mark. Yes, see, yeah. Yeah, I know what you did. I understand. You put the paper 177 as a file and uploaded it to ChatGPT. And
Yes.
ChatGPT, and then you asked ChatGPT questions based on this file, and it came out with your document.
And then in that form, we do make any question to any paper of your book or transcriptions, and it does the response like this.
Yes, actually, I didn't know until I read Stefan's presentation that this was possible. And then I went back into ChatGPT and realized, oh, at the bottom, there's a file icon. Ah, okay. So I understand now how to use ChatGPT better. I better understand now how to use the ChatGPT.
It's very easy.
Yes, it is. I didn't know about that function, though. I thought all I was doing was asking questions. But now I realize you can ask questions based on a certain article that you upload. So that is really amazing, actually.
But you have seen the mail from Daniel about using AI for his own work.
I think I thought that he was more against the idea of his voice being
Yeah.
in AI, but that's not the case, I don't think.
Yes, Juan?
I'm making videos with AI, and to clone my voice in that platform, it needs an authorization from me to do that.
Okay.
No authorization, no work. That is ethic.
Okay.
Ethic. How is the pronunciation? Ethica?
Yes,
Ethic.
ethical ethics, yes.
Ethic. But I think
And
Daniel,
I believe that Daniel doesn't know that.
Yes, I agree. I don't think
but-
Daniel completely understands how AI works or how ChatGPT works, because I heard that he was concerned about, yes, the use of his voice, although I didn't hear that he had a problem with using his materials, because I thought that he uploaded a lot of his articles onto the internet. Is that not true?
he told me that we can use ChatGPT because I told him that me and Juan and maybe you, we did some research on ChatGPT, like for example, what is an empathic inquiry? It's from ChatGPT. He said you can do that. What he don't want, I think, is that we put all together his document, and have a resume from ChatGPT and publish this, saying that's Daniel's voice or that's the Daniel material summarized.
Oh, okay.
You see,
I don't
that's
think
the
anybody would be doing that.
but we are on the way to do something like that, because if you take all the documents from Daniel, there are many duplication, many repetition, and sometimes it is interesting to summarize what has been said, for example, on facilitator. If I want to search all the word facilitator on this document, I would use ChatGPT. And I ask ChatGPT to retrieve all paragraphs concerning a facilitator.
I mean, I think if you use ChatGPT like that, it's not like ChatGPT is rephrasing what Daniel has said. So as long as, I think he's worried that it will be rephrased
Yes.
by ChatGPT. But if you use give the article and say, find me the areas in this document where he speaks about whatever, then like you said, that's not changing what he wrote. It's just using ChatGPT to point to the areas in his work where he talks about certain topics.
Yeah.
And if we use this idea, we can always reference him, right?
Yeah, it's sure. We can
As
do
long
that.
as we reference and say, okay, this is where this idea comes from, then then it's not like excuse me, it's not like we're stealing any ideas.
Remember that the papers, Daniel's paper, are based on learning of celestial that are in the transcription. And he doesn't want we use that material with AI and then go to the transcription, to the original. Don't believe it.
Can you repeat the last part again? He doesn't want us to go to the transcriptions and
Do it in Spanish, the last one, because transcription is better now.
Yes, the papers of Daniel are made based on transcriptions. All right? If
I don't think
Yes.
so. I think he wrote these articles in consultation with his celestial advisors, such as particularly Avila. So I don't
Yes.
think they're actually from his transcriptions. He sits down by himself and writes some of these papers with a celestial guide.
For example, the 7 values
Yes.
are in the transcriptions.
They are, but I think they first are in his articles. Is it
In
not
fact,
true?
Yeah, in fact, they are in both places.
They're in both places.
When Daniel wrote an article or a document, he remember, of course, about the 7 values. He remember about the design team. But what he is preparing then is always validated by Avala.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot consider, even because it's already covered by the transcript, still the document from Daniel are its own document with Avala.
Yeah, he writes it and Avila helps him.
Yes.
Because Daniel has a background in sociology. Am I not correct? I thought he has taken some courses in sociology.
Yes.
He has more sociology education than any of us.
I believe that the philosophy, non-sociology. Is PhD,
Right.
Doctor of Philosophy.
Yes, his doctor of philosophy is in sociology. Or no, I guess not.
No, sociology is other
Okay.
brand or other knowledge.
Okay. Other knowledge, yes. Well, sorry, Jacques. I apologize. What was on our agenda today?
No, the agenda today was for me to discuss the best practices with Kona and all the team to see how we can progress, as we have said. You understand?
A question.
Yes.
It's convenient to publish this video complete or our conversation la elimino.
Yeah. No, I think what is it is my view, after Kona B will tell you. For me, important part is the conversation with Daniel and Machiventa. What we said after, it's between, I would say, unless a part is quite important, but I will not publish a complete video because it's a long process. Nobody has time to read through everything. What do you think, B?
That makes sense.
I will cut this part.
Yeah, if you do the video, stop the video after the recording with Macaventa. When we will do the transcript, we'll go through quickly also all the transcript, but there is 1 or 2 parts of the conversation we had with B about, let's say, building our own foundation. There is few paragraphs which are a lot of value there. So yes, we will keep this one.
Yes.
Usually, usually it's what I do. I remove parts which are common discussion. Otherwise, it's a long
Alright.
steps.
Right. And also nobody will want to read that part.
No. Last time, for example, we ended with 24 pages from Juan, and I reduced to 16 pages. One part from the discussion with Machiventa, second part, the discussion with Neil. That's it. I remove the rest. Yes?
Ok. Vamos a ver si traduce. Vamos a dejar la parte de diálogo importante que ha hecho Vi, que has hecho tú, y que de repente he hecho yo. No está, ya. I will let the parts of conversation interesting of you, of Jack and B,
Yeah.
and waste the rest.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yes?
Yes, I
Yeah, yeah.
agree. Yes. Cut,
No,
eliminate
because
or delete the rest.
when the video are too long, because here we have 2 hours video, nobody goes through what's count for even for future generation is the key point, the key message we have between us. All the rest is for us, for our story.
Okay.
Yes.
I will do the description, el
Transcript?
borrador. El borrador, sí, de transcript.
Yeah.
And send it to Jack for
Yeah.
correction
Okay.
with the video.
Yeah, and it is the same for what we call AI companion. The same, I would say, AI,
right.
summary. Today we have to be careful not to send it before to everybody. So
Send it to me and I correct it.
yeah,
And send again
Yeah.
to you and you send
yeah. And
to
then I
others.
will send it. I will send it for validation with Connor. Or I don't know if you have time, B, for that.
Not really.
I understand. No. We have to eliminate all the part of this conversation. We just have to keep for the summary only the part from Macaventa,
Okay.
because the rest is for the summary itself, for the AI companion. It's very limited to what we said about, I would say, facilitator, because it's a clear message.
Okay.
And
Yes.
right. Okay,
Good.
so what else? I do. Wait. Chat. Okay. Oh. No. Okay. I try this week with Juan to work on Miro, to progress on the project so that we can share a team. But I did not succeed to share. I don't know. I think these products are always, you need to buy a license each time you do something. I think that's the problem.
Yes.
You need to have a license. So I already buy the license for Zoom, but each time you add a module, an app, they ask for extra.
We need a license of GPT, of InVideo.ai, and Zoom and Miro.
Right.
with that, we can work very good.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you want to have I check for Miro. Each time if I want to add you, I need to pay an extra license. But if I want to add B, Connor, Marta, it's other license as well. It's always all additional fees. So this, it's not an easy because it's become very costly at the end.
How much is it for a
need-
license? Oh, sorry.
It's $20 a month per one person.
Oh, okay. I don't really use
I-
Miro.
No,
I believe that it's necessary to found
no.
account of us to pay the fees. I believe that with $100, we can pay all of that monthly.
Yeah, but
But-
today,
But I don't have money in this time.
no, today I pay Zoom and I pay also AI is free. But I pay the caption. Yeah, it's so in total, it's about more than $230 per year.
Okay, well, I can help defray some of that cost if you
No,
want.
but so, up to now, it's okay for me, B. But we
Oh,
have to
okay.
check. No, up to now, it's okay for me because David is also paying on his side for Mission Urancia.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know. No, it's okay. It's okay. It just, we have to be careful because, as you said, if we use Miro few times. Okay,
Yes.
anyway.
Well, I can do what I can to contribute financially, as long as my partner is okay with it.
No, for the moment, let's say more important is to work on project and to, build up some question. This type of input is more important for me.
Okay, well, I just asked ChatGPT right now for questions for parents. Do you want me to read them to you?
Oh yeah, you have it? You
Okay.
you want to
Yeah,
share?
I can ask. I don't know how to share this, but I can read it and maybe send it to you afterwards.
Okay.
But while we're here, excuse me. Sorry. So they gave me 15 questions. So I will ask, this is what I asked ChatGPT. What questions would one ask parents about how they parent their children? So it said, when exploring parenting styles, here are some insightful questions you might ask parents. Number one, what are your core values or principles in parenting? Number two, how do you approach discipline? What methods do you use? Number three, how do you handle disagreements or conflicts with your child? Number four, what role does communication play in your relationship with your child? Number five, how do you balance being supportive while encouraging independence? Number six, how do you manage screen time and technology use? Number seven, what strategies do you use to teach responsibility and accountability? Number eight, how do you handle your child's emotional needs or outbursts? Number nine, how do you involve your child in decision making? Number 10, what's your approach to education and homework? Number 11, how do you foster a positive self-image and confidence in your child? Number 12, how do you set boundaries and enforce rules? Number 13, how do you model behavior for your child? I like that one because it's very important. Number 14, what traditions or routines do you find important in your family? Number 15, how do you address mistakes, either your own or your child's? I think these questions are pretty good because it's
Yeah.
even
Could you-
reading
could you-
this.
Yeah, could you share it with me?
Yeah, I will.
will
I will
inte-
copy and then I'll email you guys.
Yeah.
I'll email
I will-
you.
I will integrate them in the file.
Okay.
I will integrate them in the file at the right place, you know?
Yeah. These are all very open-ended questions.
Yes, yes. Very nice. Okay, so,
Jack,
yeah,
we need to follow the job of the design team and the best practice of parenting. And we have different ideas about Merkaba, other topic that confuse and go out with our plans of the design team. We need to focus in the topic of the best practice of parenting and let the other topics a un lado, porque that is on focus as of the job principle, job work principle.
Yeah. I agree that we need to focus on one thing.
in fact, there is two aspects. One is best parenting or family learning center, and the second one is also our own team, co-creative design team, have the foundation. How do we work? Who is the facilitator? You know, this kind of thing. We have to work because but they are correlated.
But I see that in all one topic, general topic and secondary topics.
Yeah.
That is the focus.
I agree.
The-
Actually, a family is a team as well. I think maybe that's one of the key concepts or important, I shouldn't say key, but an important concept to relate to people who want to raise children is that the family is itself a team of people who need to follow the same principles that we are using in our design team. The same, the respect, the equality, that being, you know, having your feelings validated, having your being heard. And I think part of a lot of people, not a lot of people, in generations past, families did not consider the, many families or many cultures did not care about what the children thought, only what they thought was best for the child. And I think maybe that needs to change to, if you're going to raise somebody, a whole person, you have to teach them from a very young age that they are valuable, that their opinions matter.
But, you know, I have two grandchildren now, 8 and 10. And my daughter, of course, it's now a separated family. She's alone on one side, so that's not so good. But anyway, she's trying to do the best as she can. I see
Mhm.
it. But when they are here with us, for example, 1 month during July and August, they are very kind, but they are difficult children this time, very difficult children.
Mm.
It's incredible. They can touch everything, they can go everywhere. But for example, when we say to them, stop reading your screens, that's a very difficult task. We fail.
Yes.
I fail. I can't.
Even I
I
fail
don't
with
know,
my
because the
son.
rules in my house are not the same as the rules in the father's house and mother's house. So, and they play all this area, as I say. It's not possible with you, but with my father, it's okay. I can. And I wonder sometimes.
Yes, I have, even I admit this is a weakness of mine. This is something I have to work on myself as a parent. So yes, no, I understand. I mean, and excuse me, and in the learning center we design, we're going to have to come up with some ideas as to how to, or if we have any ideas of how to help this situation where the children have different environments. So they have in the environment with their mother, their environment with their father, environment with their grandparents, and the rules, the behavior expectations are not the same.
Exactly. No, this is a big issue. And for me, sometimes it's very easy, but when I have them here, it's not so easy. Even for
The
the food,
yeah, the
even
answer
for
is
the
not
food.
easy. The answer is communication, and that's very difficult. So, I mean, if you really want to be on the same page with your children, then you have to negotiate with your daughter and the father. And all of you have to agree on a policy and then work on that. But then it's
Exactly.
hard to come up with an agreement.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems so simple for me, but this, even to
But
do that, is not so simple.
no. And that's about compromise, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
But it is an interesting subject because this is about motivating children to control themselves.
yes.
You can allow, I would say, 1 hour or 2 hours, I don't know, but then stop. But it must be a clear agreement between all the parties, including school.
Yes, no, I agree. You know what? That is something I am a shortcoming of myself as a parent. And I have to work on enforcing more screen time rules. The problem with myself is I myself have a problem with screen time. So uh,
Yeah,
uh,
and they
so
compare,
I
and
have
they
to,
compare what you said and what
I
you
know
do.
exactly. And yes, so that is something I have to work on.
Okay. So if you agree, B, send me this questionnaire you get from ChatGPT. I will
Okay.
integrate it in the file.
Mhm.
In the meantime, I will work with Juan to prepare more information so that our meetings are very productive.
Right.
Jack,
Yes, Juan?
you may make the question of B by your side. I am going to do that by my side and contrasting them to see the results.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Do it yourselves,
Yeah, and we can do,
and then we can
yeah,
compare.
yeah, because with Juan, I think you have some free time like me. So maybe we can work together between the meeting so that we end up with clear
Okay,
proposal.
when you want, you may send me an invitation.
Good,
And
perfect.
we can meet.
Okay.
We don't
So-
meet.
Yeah. Yes, B.
I have an idea. I think all of us in this group are parents, right? And I mean, this might take a lot of time, but why don't we, just amongst us, answer the questions that we come up with
Mhm.
and see what happens? Like, use first ourselves as the indigenous experiment and see what we come up with. Because it might be interesting how many differences there are.
Yeah, we can start by us
Yes.
and in parallel go to the local community.
And ask, or
Because
even
I
ask,
will
ask,
ask I will
ask
ask my daughter,
friends. Yeah.
friends. Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, good proposal. My
That
friend,
is a good idea.
yeah. So it's 1842. Do we have other subject or?
No, I think we can probably close early, no? Today? We have homework. We've just given ourselves some homework.
Okay.
I will try to come up with more questions, or
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
more closed-ended questions.
Okay.
For all those open-ended questions, each set probably has some more closed-ended questions you can follow up with.
Okay. Work a little bit more on this subject with ChatGPT, and when you have finished, send us to me and Juan, only two.
Okay. Okay.
Both. You'll find, then we will work on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I will do that. Yep.
Okay. Be blessed,
Thank
my
you.
friends. Be
Yes.
blessed and
Be
stay
blessed as
in the
well.
embrace of our Mother Spirit, Nebadonia.
Same to you.
Same to
Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
See you.
B.
Yep. Yes. Have a great week. Until I see you, have a great week or yeah. Okay.
It's raining now. It just started raining for the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's gonna rain here too. Okay. Bless you all.
Same to you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, Juan. At which time are you available? I can call you for a meeting, for example. What is your time? It's because here I am nearly 7 o'clock. But we start at 5 o'clock. But for you, it's 5. It's 11 o'clock. Now, which time is it?
Yes.
1 o'clock?
Yes. What day?
No, Monday or
But you send me
Okay.
before.
yeah.
the invitation.
I will send you an email and you tell me which time, and then we set up a meeting. Okay?
All right. Chévere.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Mándame el video. Send me the link of the video.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
Good. Bye.
Ciao.